All right, hello guys. So at this time, I will be discussing the lesson 2 basic math and logic tabs. Okay, so from the title itself, guys. So I will be discussing here the three basic tabs that you can use in KidBright IDE. Okay, so what are we gonna do here? First, I will discuss this Google slide presentation, okay? And after the discussion or during the discussion, I will show you some examples of uh, how does these tabs work, okay? And after the discussion, of course, I will give you your activity. So you have to listen carefully, and then on the activity later, I will discuss that, okay, after the discussion. All right, so let's start, guys. Let me just present this. All right, so this is lesson 2, which is about the three tabs on KidBright, which is the basic, the math, and the logic tab. Okay, so let's start. So first, let's have a little like review on how KidBright works. So this is like I discussed this last week. So KidBright consists of two parts. Okay, first is the embedded KidBright, so which is the KidBright board, which is this one. All right, and the second is the KidBright IDE. Okay, KidBright IDE is where we are going to write our program for the KidBright board to work. Okay, so learners can create command series through KidBright IDE by dragging and pasting the required command block symbols on the screen. Okay, so I showed you an example last week, guys, on how the KidBright IDE works, right? So I hope you still remember that. So KidBright IDE compiles the program in block language into machine language. And then the compiled program is then sent to the KidBright board to execute the program for the desired application. Examples, controlling watering of plants by detecting the humidity level or switching a light on and off at specified times. Okay, so those are some examples that you can do on KidBright board. Okay, so basically what's happening here is you will write the program on the KidBright IDE, and then the KidBright IDE will compile those block programs into machine program so that when they send it to the KidBright board will understand your program and it will do what you want it to do. Okay. So next, so overview of KidBright. So this is what I'm talking about. So first, you have to create board controlling coding commands in the KidBright IDE, and then it will be sent to the KidBright board, and then after it was sent to the KidBright board, the KidBright board will perform the command that you created. So as you can see here, after the KidBright board, it will have the practical application, and the example here is the watering of plants. Okay. Okay, next. So components of KidBright IDE. So this is what the KidBright IDE looks like. Okay. So let me just. Okay, so this is what the KidBright IDE looks like. Okay. So later I will show you a bigger example of this. All right. So as you can see here, on the left side, you will see all the tabs. Okay, all the categories for the programs. All right, for the codes. And then on top, you can see the buttons. All right. So let's discuss this one by one. So the button here on the very right side is if you want to change the language of the KidBright IDE. So there's two language. You have Thai language and English language. And then the second button here is for QR code. So for the future lessons, we're gonna use this QR code. So this QR code will, if you click this, a QR code will appear, and then your phone can scan that QR code, and then your phone will be connected with your KidBright board, okay? And that's for other lesson, okay? And then the third button here is a Wi-Fi symbol. So it will open the Wi-Fi of your KidBright board, and it will let your KidBright board connects with the Wi-Fi, okay? And then the next button here is an icon of a clock. So this is if you want to set the clock, okay, the time clock of your KidBright board, okay. You can set and change the time using this button. And then this arrow up icon, so this is the run command, okay. If you are finished with your program, with your codes, the command or the button that you have to click is this arrow up button. So this will run your command. This just means that if you click this, the program that you created on the KidBright IDE will be sent to the KidBright board, okay? And then here is if you want to save your codes, okay? And then this one, the yellow icon here, is if you want to open your saved codes, open files. And then this one is if you want to create a new command area, okay? So those are the buttons on top of the KidBright IDE. And then on the left side here, again, these are the categories or the tools wherein you can see your codes. And then of course at the center, all this white screen here, this is the stage area, okay? This is where you're going to build your codes, okay? You have to drag your codes from these categories on the left and build it here at the center, okay? And then the buttons here, this one is if you want to delete a certain code, and then zoom out, zoom in, okay? So those are the basic components of KidBright IDE. Okay, next. So KidBright command blocks. Okay, so here is more detailed explanation of this KidBright IDE. On the left side, you will see here the different tabs. Okay, we have the basic, math, logic, loop, wait, music, sensor, real-time clock, command tab, advanced tab, and IoT tab. Okay, the very first three tabs that we're going to discuss for this lesson is this basic, math, and logic. Okay, so next, so we are now going to start with the basic tab. So this is the meaning of the basic tab, okay? So the basic tab contains several command blocks that are frequently used, such as displaying text, if you want to display something on your LED, and then delaying time, if you want to stop the time or delay the time, and looping, okay? Looping meaning repetition, okay? Okay, so that is the basic tab. Next, so here are the commands, or here are the codes that you can see inside the basic tab, okay? So the very first command here is the LED 16:8. So this command is used if you want to display a certain letters or words on the LED screen, okay? So set 16:8 display screen to desired position by clicking on the screen. Okay, selected positions will be highlighted by red dots. Okay, so if you press these dots here, if you want to display what you want to display, it will turn red. Okay, and then this one is clear LED. So if you want to remove all the display on your LED screen, okay, the clear LED. And then LED 16:8 2 cars. So cars meaning characters. So if you want to display only 2 characters in this KidBright LED screen, okay? And then for LED 16:8 scroll, so if you want to scroll text on the screen, okay? And then LED 16:8 scroll when ready. So These two are almost the same, but this one, when ready, it display running text until all specified texts are shown up on the screen before the next command executes. Okay, so meaning this LED scroll will display, and it will not wait to finish all the text to be displayed. Okay, it will not wait to finish all the text to be displayed to perform the next command. Okay, it will not wait. But here, the LED scroll when ready, it will wait first to finish all the text to be displayed here before it performs the next command, okay? Or execute the next command. Next, guys, is the delay. So this is what I'm telling you here on it can delay the time, okay? So that's what we're going to use, this delay. So delay command by specified time. And then this one, forever. Forever is the looping. So from the word itself, forever, so it will repeat the command inside the forever. Okay, it will not stop until you stop it yourself. And then this one, hello world. So this is where you're going to display the text that you want to display. Okay, so let's try an example for this one, guys. So let's go back to your Google Classroom. Okay, so you will see here there's a link here of the KidBright simulator. So you can just click this link to open the KidBright simulator. Okay, so after you click the link on the Google Classroom, so this KidBright simulator online will open since we are having our class online. So we're gonna use this KidBright simulator. Okay, so let's open the basic. Okay, the basic tab. So as you can see here, so let me just zoom in. All right. Okay, so this is the LED screen that I'm telling you, right? So if you want to display something, for example, you want to display a figure or an icon of a heart like this one. So you can just click this manually to display the icon of the heart. Okay, yeah, I don't, yeah, the heart, but yeah, it's heart. Okay, all right. So or if you want to display other text, so for example you want to display like a box here, okay, and then a triangle. All right, so it just means that if you click one of the dots, it will turn red, and these are the reds or the display that will appear on your LED screen. Okay, so if we try this one, so let's say let's put it inside the forever. Okay, so forever meaning it will always run forever. So if we run this, okay, so the KidBright virtual KidBright board will open. Okay, so there's an error here. All right, so just click OK if that happens. So if you press this play button here, so as you can see, it will display the icon, the box, and the triangle that you've selected on the program. Okay, and this one is virtual simulator of the real KidBright board. So if you program it on the real KidBright IDE, so it will be displayed here on the LED screen. Okay, so that's the LED screen. So let's remove this now. So clear LED is if you want to clear your LED. Okay, so let's say let's try this. Okay, so let's go back here again. So let's say we want to display here box. Okay, like this one, and then let's use the clear LED. So clear LED meaning it will clear the displayed text. Okay, so if we're not going to use clear LED, this box here will always be displayed in the LED screen of your KidBright board, right? Because it's inside forever. So if you want to use clear, okay, so it will be deleted, right? So in order for us to see if it's getting cleared, so let's put a delay here, like maybe 2 seconds, okay, like this. So when we run this code, so the first thing that will happen is it will display this box, and then it will delay 2 seconds. So it will count 2 seconds, 1, 2, and then after 2, it will clear the LED screen, and then let's put here another delay for 2 seconds. So it will clear the LED and then delay for 2 seconds, and then it will display again the box. Okay, so let's try this if it's going to work. Okay, so let's play and see. It's like blinking. So 1, 2, and then clear LED, 1, 2, and then it will display again. Okay, so since it's inside forever, it will always, like, it will repeat these codes, okay, forever. All right, so that is the clear LED and the delay. Okay, so next here is the LED scroll. Okay, so let's remove this now. So let's put here LED scroll, and then of course you want to put here next to it the text that you want to display. So we're going to use the hello world here. Okay, so let's put hello world and then delay for 2 seconds. And if we run this and let's try, so it will display hello, and as you can see, it's just displaying hello, right? Because when you run it, it will count 1, 2, right? So it will not be displaying the whole hello world because we are using LED scroll. Okay, so LED scroll, as I said earlier, it will not wait for the whole hello world to be displayed. Okay, it will not wait for the whole hello world to be displayed to run the next command. Okay, but if we use LED scroll when ready, okay, and put it next, like just like before, it will wait for the whole hello world to be displayed, okay, until the next command execute, which is delay 2 seconds, as you can see. All right, so that's the difference between LED scroll and LED scroll when ready. Okay. All right, so I think I've showed you all the commands on the basic tab. So now guys, let's go and continue our discussion. Okay, the next tab that I'm going to show you guys is the Math tab. Okay, so Math tab contains command blocks used to set constant variable, specify a variable, or conduct mathematical calculation. From the name itself, Math tab. Okay, so we're going to perform here mathematical calculation. Okay, so next, so if you open your Math tab, this will open. Okay, so the very first command is this black 0. So this is the constant variable. This is the command that you're going to use if you want to change the numbers that you want to calculate. And then the next command is this one, to calculate left and right numbers or variables. And then the third command is set x to, if you want to specify a variable, and then x is the name of the variable. Okay, so let's try to do this. Okay, let me go back. All right, so let's try and go to Math tab. Okay, and as you can see, since it's updated, so there are other mathematical equations here on the Math tab. Okay, not just those 4. All right, so let's try this. Let's say we want to go to Math. So if you want to set a variable, okay, so let's say we will change the name of this. Okay, we will want to add a variable. Okay, so let's say let's rename this to sum. Okay, so we have now a variable named sum. Okay, then if we go to the math, okay, you see here, let's see, set x to, okay, so meaning we're going to set sum to, let's say we want to add two numbers. Okay, so let's say we want to set the sum to 10 plus 10. Okay, so meaning 10 plus 10 is equals to 20. So 20 will be inside sum. Okay, so now if we want to check if it's working, let's go to display scroll when ready. So LED scroll when ready, and we want to display the value of the sum. So what's happening here, guys, is we set the sum to 10 plus 10. So 10 plus 10 is 20. So 20 will be saved to the variable sum. And this command here is if we want to check if the value of sum is 20. So it will display the value of the sum. So let's maybe add here delay. Okay, let's put delay here, 0.5 seconds. So if we run this, all right, so and run, so you can see it will display 20. Okay, because we displayed, or we put the number for the sum 10 plus 10, so it's displaying 20. Okay, all right, so you can see on the example here, it's displaying 20. All right, so what's our other things in math? So we have here square root. Okay, so we have absolute. Okay, these are all mathematic equations, but we're going to have a separate lessons for this one. Okay, and then other things here, we have sine, cosine, tangent. Okay, you can see if you're good in math, you knew this. All right, and then we have convert radians to degrees. So this is commonly used for uh, the radians and degrees, like the temperature. Okay, and then we also have here if we want to check if it's even or odd or prime number or negative number. Okay, so these are the mathematical calculations that we can perform in KidBright IDE. Okay, so that is the math tab. Okay, so that's the example for math tab. So let's remove this now, and let's proceed to our next slide. Okay, so the next slide is the logic tab. From the name itself, it talks about the logic. Okay, so the logic tab contains command blocks defining conditions and checking the status of switch 1 and switch 2. Okay, so as you can see here on this definition, you can see what's inside the logic tab. Okay, it defines the conditions and switch 1 and switch 2. All right, so here are the commands that you will see inside the logic tab. Okay, so if you're familiar with programming, I believe you've already studied programming before. M4, I think from M4 you guys studied C++, right? So you already encountered the if else, right? The condition. So in KidBright, we also have if else. Okay, so the first command is if do. So it's the same with if else. So if the condition that you will put is true, then it will do something. If not, then it will not do it. And then if do and else, if the condition is true, it will perform the do. If it's false, it will perform the else. Okay, and this third command here is this is like where you will put the condition if it's less than, greater than, or equal. Okay, and then execute two conditions as true or false for this one. And okay, and then this one is not. So not, from the name itself, not, it will reverse the result of the following command. Okay, if the value is true and then you put it in next to not, then the true will become false and the false will become true. Okay, and then this one, it defines the value of true or false. And then this one is LED matrix ready to scroll. So it will check if the display screen is ready or not. If it's ready, value is 1. If not ready, value 0 is shown on the screen, okay, on the LED. And then next is switch 1 press, switch 1 release. So switch 1 press meaning it will check if the switch 1 is being pressed, okay, on the KidBright board. Okay, if it is being pressed, the value is 1. If it's not, the value is 0, okay? And then switch 1 release. So check if the switch 1 is release if you're not touching it. If it's release, the value is 1. And if it's not released, the value is 0. Okay, and then the same with switch 2. Okay, switch 2 press, switch 2 released. Okay, so let me show you guys an example for this because this is the last slide. So let's go back here and let's go here on the logic tab. All right, so as you can see here, we have the if do. Okay, so let's say we want to check something, okay, for if do. Let's say if 1 plus 1, let's say if 1, okay, let's say if 1 equals 1, then display LED scroll when ready, and let's display, let's say if 1 is equals 1, yes, equal, let's say like this. So the very first thing that's going to happen here is it will check if 1 is equals to 1. If it's true, it will do what's inside the do. Okay, it will perform yes equal. If it's not equal, then it will not display at all, right? So let's try. So as you can see, it's displaying yes equal because 1 is equals to 1. But let's say if we change it, if 1 equals 2, so 1 equals 2 is false, right? Because 1 is not equal to 2. So if we run this, okay, nothing will be displayed because the value is false and we did not set anything here to do if the value is false. Okay, so that is if do. All right, so let's say we will change it to if do else. Okay, so if 1 equals 2, do, okay, yes, equal. If not, let's say, oh, sorry, duplicate this, and then you can just put here not equal. Okay, so let's say let's change this to 10 equals 10. Okay, so if 10 equals 10, so this value or this equation is true, right? 10 is equals to 10. So if we play this, it should display yes equal, right? As you can see, it's displaying yes equal. And then next, let's say change it to 11. So 10 is equals to 11. So this is false. So it will not do this code. Instead, it will do the else because it's false, right? So if we run this, it will display not equal. Okay, so that is the if do else. Okay, I will not discuss this. I will not talk about this more because I know that you've already studied if else before, so you know what I'm talking about. And this command here, okay, let's say this one is if you want to change equal to not equal, less than or equal, greater than or equal. Okay, so these are the conditions that you can use on the if. Okay, and then not. Okay, not is if you want to display other value. Let's say, let's put it and let's put it here. Let's show an example on not. Okay, and let's use this. Let's say we will define that this command here, okay, that this command here is true. But if we put it next to it, not, but before that, let's try this first, okay? Let's LED scroll when ready true. So if we run this, it will display true, right? But if we put it next to not, like this, not true, then it will display false, okay? So I think you understand what I'm saying here in not. So not will reverse the value, okay? And then LED matrix ready to scroll. So if the code or the display is ready to scroll, it will display 1. If not, it will display 0. Okay, and then if switch 1 is pressed, let's try this. If switch 1 is pressed, let's say this one. Okay, it will check if switch 1 is being pressed. Okay, if it's being pressed, the value is 1. If it's not being pressed, the value is 0. So let's check. So let's see. Okay, so it's displaying false. Okay, 1 is true, 0 is false. Okay, so if we press switch 1 here, okay, let's press this, you can see. So it displays 1, right? It becomes 1. If we are not pressing it, okay, let's make it 0. See? 0 is false, okay? And then if switch 1 is, this is press, right? And then let's check the switch 1 release. If okay, if to be more specific here, let's try if else, okay? So let's say if switch 1 is being released, so meaning we're not touching switch 1, maybe let's display LED scroll when ready and display, let's say, not press. Let's say release. Okay, meaning it's release. And then else, not release. Okay, let's check. So meaning if we run this code, it will check if switch 1 is being released. Okay, meaning we're not touching switch 1. So it will display release. If not, it will display not release. So let's try. So as you can see here, we are not touching switch 1. You can see it's 0, right? That's why it's displaying released, right? But if we press switch 1 here, let's make this, let's press this, it will change to not release, okay? Because we are now pressing the switch 1, okay? So what are the uses of this switch 1 release, switch 1 press? So this can be used, for example, in turning lights on and off, turning the fan on and off on your KidBright board, okay? So of course later on we'll have to do it ourselves, like turning on the switch of the lights and switch of the fan, okay? So that's the logic tab, guys, okay? So I've shown you some examples already. All right, so that's the end of the discussion of lesson 2, basic math and logic tabs, okay? So at this moment now, guys, if you have any questions on this discussion, you can turn on your microphone or you can leave your question on the chat box of this Google meeting and I will answer your question, okay? So that's the discussion of lesson number 2, which is basic math and logic tabs. So now, guys, if you don't have any questions, let's proceed now to your activity, okay? Of course, you have an activity for today, which is very easy activity, okay? So let's go to your Google Classroom and I will attach this lesson 2 KidBright worksheet, basic math and logic in your Google Classroom. Okay, I will attach this. So you can just open this so that you can see what your activity is gonna be. Okay, so let's wait for it. It's loading. All right, so here is the activity. Okay, oh, sorry. All right, so here is your activity. So put your nickname here, your class, and then your student number. Okay, or your number in class. All right. So here are the instructions. So watch the videos in the following order. So video 1, so watch this video. Video 2, so it will be in the Google Classroom. And video 3, it will also be in the Google Classroom. So in this activity, guys, I will provide 3 videos, okay? And these three videos will be in your Google Classroom, okay? So after this discussion, after I explain this activity, you can start watching the 3 videos that I will posting in the Google Classroom, okay? So after you watch those 3 videos, you can now proceed with the step 2, which is open the online KidBright simulator and follow the programming exercise, okay? So open this one, okay? And then complete and screenshot your work. So what you're gonna do here, guys, is you're going to watch the 3 videos, right? So while watching the 3 videos, I want you to follow what I'm doing in these 3 videos, okay? Follow the instruction or follow what I'm doing in the 3 videos and do it on your own, okay? So basically what's your activity is, whatever it is that I'm doing in these 3 videos, I want you to follow it and do it on your own, okay? So when you finish watching the videos, you should also be finished doing it on your own, okay? So that's your activity. You just have to follow what I'm doing on the video, okay? And do it yourself. And then after that, after you complete finishing the work that I gave you, so take a screenshot of your work. So your work is of course KidBright program. So take the screenshot of your code, okay? And I want you to put it in the Google Classroom. Put it here in this worksheet. So as you can see, this is the example. This is my example program here, okay? And I want you to put your screenshot here as well, okay? All right, and what you're gonna do is when you complete the codes in the KidBright board, I want you to take a video. Of course, you have to run it, right? So in order to run, so click this. Let's say you finish working the codes here. So click this run button here to run your command, okay? And when running, I want you to take a video of the output, okay? You can take it like using your phone or camera, or you can just screen record. And I want you to attach the video in this Google Classroom assignment, okay? Here, let's see. Here, I want you to attach it here on Lesson 2 Basic Math and Logic tab, okay? So that is your activity for today, guys. Okay, so after the discussion, watch and follow these 3 videos and do it your own. And then when you're finished, take a screenshot of your codes, put it here in this Google Docs assignment. And after you screenshot, take a video of the output and save the video and attach it on the Google Classroom. And when you're finished, hand in your work or turn in your work, okay? So that's your activity for today, guys. If you have any questions or clarifications, or if you will need any help in this activity, just let me know and I will help you, okay?